Namaste children. Today we are going to discuss about the discovery of protons and anode rays. In the last session, we discussed how J.J. Thomson discovered the electron and how he invented the cathode rays. Whenever he invented the electrons and cathode rays, the remaining scientists they thought that and given some conclusion that is in order to make the neutral state of the atom, there must be some positive ions will be or positive particles will be there inside the atom. So later, a German scientist Eugen Goldstein he discovered the protons with the help of the same discharge tube activity, and he discovered the anode rays also. Let us discuss how he invented the protons and as well as the anode rays. So, in order to discover the protons are positively charged particles, Goldstein taken the help of the same discharge tube, but this time he inserted the perforated cathode. J.J. Thomson taken simply anode and cathode electrodes, but here in this discharge tube, Goldstein taken the perforated cathode. Let us see how the structure will be there. Here, this is a structure, this is a model of the Goldstein experiment. In this, he taken the discharge tube. In this discharge tube, he taken the perforated cathode which are having the holes. When he taken this discharge tube and applied the 10,000 voltage source, at that time he observed that is very dim luminous rays are starts flowing. Some of the rays are flowing opposite to the cathode rays. Thus, the rays which are generating from the cathode are reaching towards the anode. At the same time, some of the rays are going towards the cathode also. These rays are traveling through the holes and reaching the other end of the discharge tube. Here, we can able to see the red color fluorescence. At this side we can observe that is green color fluorescence. While these rays are going opposite to the cathode rays, he given these rays are having the positive particles. He named these rays are canal rays. They are going through the holes of the perforated cathode. So, just he told that these are the rays which are going opposite to the cathode rays, and he named as a canal rays or anode rays. But actually, the charge which is present inside the anode rays was discovered later by placing in some magnetic field. These anode rays are get attracted towards the negative side, so that he given the conclusion that is these anode rays are having the positively charged particles. And one more thing he observed that is the positively charged particles which are going like anode rays, he given the name as the protons, and these protons are not having the same mass. These positively charged particles are not having the same mass. So at the later he taken the hydrogen gas, and the same experiment he did. At that time he found that is from the hydrogen gas he found that is all the positive charged particles are having the same mass. Means he given the conclusion that is different gases are giving different kind of the mass of the positively charged particles. So here positively charged ions or particles we can call this, and when the hydrogen we taken, the positively charged particles he named as a protons. So like this he discovered the anode rays and as well as the protons. So we told that is how this cathode rays and the anode rays are forming. When we are applying the low pressure and high voltage, these gases are converting into the anode rays and the cathode rays. But what is the actual mechanism is there behind it? See, when the gas is taken and applied the low pressure and high voltage, under the discharge conditions, these gas atoms or gas molecules are going to be divided into the atoms. When continuously applying the low pressure, these atoms again is going to be divided into the cations and anions. When you are applying the low pressure and high voltage, the electrons from the atoms will be come out, and the remaining part becomes as a cation, and these electrons are nothing but anions. See, when these cations are formed, these will be attracted towards the perforated cathode. These cations will be goes towards the cathode, and some of them will come out of the holes. At the same time, anions will go towards the anode. Like this, the gas atoms or gas molecules are split into cations and anions and forms as a rays of cathode and anode rays. When you are taking the hydrogen gas, this H2 under the low pressure and high voltage, it will be divided into the hydrogen atoms, like two hydrogen atoms it will form. Even further you are applying the low pressure and the high voltage, this hydrogen atom will be split into the proton plus electron. These electrons will go towards the anode like a anode cathode rays. These protons will go towards the cathode like a anode rays. Like this, the anode rays and cathode rays will be formed. This type of mechanism will be used in the case of neon lights, neon color lights. There they will use the neon gas. So at that time it will be split into the anions and cations and it will produce the color. Like if you observe here, this is the atom and this electron will be there. By applying the discharge and the low pressure, this electron will be come out, then it becomes only positive and this becomes electron. These electrons will go toward this side and this positive ions will go this side. While going, like number of atoms will be there, because of the number of atoms, number of cations will be formed, number of cations and number of anions will be formed, they will go towards the cathode and towards the anode. Like that they will form as a rays. So this is the actual mechanism which is happening inside the formation of the anode rays and the cathode rays. So these are the properties of the anode rays. As we discussed, these anode rays are nothing but positively charged particles. So in the discharge tube, when we are discovered the anode rays, they are traveling in the straight line direction. And coming to the positively charged, of course, they are made up of positively charged particles. That's why anode rays are positively charged rays. Now coming to it depends upon the gas. For example, if you are taking the hydrogen gas, it takes some time to produce the anode rays because it need to split into the atoms. Later it will be split into the ions. Then it will be forms the anode rays. If you take the directly helium or neon, at that time it will be directly split into the cations and anions because they are monoatomic elements. Like that, if you take, it depends upon the gases and it produces the red glow. As we discussed in the discharge tube experiment, the right side, beside the perforated cathode, there is a red fluorescent will be happened because of the anode rays. Deflection in electric and magnetic field. The invention of the protons. The anode rays we told that is they are exactly opposite to the cathode rays. That's why we are saying that is a canal rays. Because of the electric field or magnetic field, we told that is these are positively charged. These are contain the positively charged particles. So how it is shown? Because of the deflection. When we are taking the electric field, these anode rays are attracted towards the cathode. So next, it is having the heavier particles. Of course, the positively charged particles are nothing but protons. Compared to the electrons, these are much heavier particles. So these are the properties of the anode rays. Now we are going to discuss about the properties of the protons. Protons are nothing but positively charged particles. Because of these positively charged particles only, the protons are anode rays are formed. So now let's discuss some properties about the protons. Here, first property is how this proton name is given. Proton name is taken from the protium word, which is nothing but H. And second property is positively charged subatomic particles. These protons are positively charged particles and we are called as a subatomic particles also. As you know, that is, we invented the electrons. After that, positively charged protons also invented. These positively charged particles are also called subatomic particles. Generally, these protons are called H plus ions. When they are taking the hydrogen gas in the discharge stream, they formed as a H plus ions. Because of the H plus ions only, we can able to see the anode rays. At that time, they given name as it as a proton. Now, these protons, the protons which are containing the charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, which is exactly equal to the charge of the electron. But the charge of the electron is in the negative sign, the charge of the proton is in the positive sign. And coming to the mass of the proton, which is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. And this mass is 1 by 1840 heavier than the mass of the electron. Compared to the proton mass, the electron mass is very less. That's why whenever they are taking the mass of the any atom, they will consider the nucleus mass. This electron mass is very negligible. And these protons will be present inside the nucleus and we can call as a subatomic particle. Because of this present in the center of the atom, this nucleus will have the positive charge. So these are the properties of the proton. Once again, these protons are nothing but positively charged particles which are located inside the atom, inside the nucleus also. Because of this nucleus, because of these protons, positive charged particle, nucleus is getting the positive charge. Having the mass which is equal to the 1.61 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams, and having the charge which is exactly opposite to the electron. And this mass is much heavier than the electron. So these are the properties.